Now he has a premium hand, and Greg Weber in position here also has a premium king-jack suited.
He does call. Cliff going out. Goo not interested. So, ace-queen versus king-jack. Here we go. And the flop is a queen 10-5. Beautiful for parry, but open-ended for Greg. Matt's bet 475.
Greg open-ended, overcard, backdoor flush draw, not going anywhere, of course.
Firefighter makes the call. Going to the turn. Can he get there? No, not there. Deuce of clubs.
It's a nice card for Matt. It's very safe for him, but also adds some draws to the board. So when he barrels here, now his opponent can tell himself, well, there are more bluffs that my opponent can have in his range, and that allows Matt to get value more frequently with top pair, top kicker.
Yeah, well, he's going to make him pay. And the firefighter now involved with a big pot. He'll make this call and have to get lucky on the river. Let's take a look. When he does so and the ace hits, he's hit his straight. Beautifully done. And Matt has two pair now, aces and queens, and he's going to check.
And that's an intriguing card because it completes the most obvious flop draw, king-jack, and it completes the backdoor flush draw. So Matt is checked over to Greg. I don't expect him to get away facing a bet, but I also know he won't be happy facing a bet, even though his hand is improved.
God, I hate that river. That's a 2.4 million bet by the firefighter.
And there you see Matt struggling with his trucker hat, knowing that something is very wrong here, despite the fact that he has rivered top two pair. The action clock will expire, so a time bank chip comes into play.
This should be a heck of a laydown. Wow, he's gonna do it!
Great fold. That's a disrespectful fold. I mean, Matt.
Here we go, action on Goo. He's got a pair of sixes, makes it 550 to go.
G is going out in the small, and now over to Greg with ace-9 of clubs in the big blind, and he will make this call.
Two chip leaders. And the flop is a 10-7-4.
It's an okay flop for both players. Greg, to go with his ace-high, has some backdoor draws. Goo, still in the lead here, should feel pretty good about sixes.
He's gonna bet it 600,000. Greg says, I don't believe you yet. I'm calling, hoping to catch something. And yes, he does catch something. The big ace, well out in front now.
Well, that is the right one to catch.
They go check, check.
And that'll slow Goo down. But a six of spades on the river will not slow him down. Goo makes a set.
Unbelievable. What a card. Goo just so excited.
Keep in mind that the river did complete the 8-9 flop straight draw and the backdoor spade flush draw.
Well, Greg is getting the chips out. He is making a bet of 1.2 million.
Well, Goo's not even going to raise his set.
No good. And look at this.
Yeah, Greg's like, what? I'm no good?
Grew up in Rochester, New York, now living in Vegas, living the dream, 26 years old, makes a raise to 325. Gia with a little pair of fours will make the call.
And after losing Cliff Josephy, I would say that Matt Peria is the most experienced player at this final table, and he looks like it tonight. So composed this evening.
Goo with ace-3 of hearts. He likes to also call, so three-way action. Going to the flop, it is a king, jack, 4, 3 of a kind for Gia. What a flop, and Matt Perry hitting top pair.
This is bad news for Matt.
Goo checks. Matt makes the continuation bet, 525. And Gia with the set. Just calling. Gu folds. 5 on the turn.
1.25.
1,250,000 Matt bets.
I like that Gia has opted to slow play here. There's really no reason to raise the flop, and if you do, it looks incredibly strong, and you're basically saying you either have a huge hand or, queen 10 of spades.
And Gia just slow playing the set. Makes the call, trapping beautifully. Deuce on the river. Irrelevant card. Matt Perry, will you keep betting or what?
1.35.
Oh, wow. He bets 1,350,000, thinking he's making a value bet. Where's the sledgehammer going to come down?
All in.
There you go. All in.
It's hard for Matt to get called by a jack or a worse king, but oh man, this is tough.
Red alert. Red alert.
Matt has bet on all 3 streets. Here you can see on his face the moment Gia announced all in, he felt nauseous.
Matt now facing a very difficult decision on this river. What he's thinking about is that it's difficult for his opponent to be bluffing because that means he would have called twice on a draw and then ripped it in on a bluff on the river, which can happen, but is a very rare play from most opponents.
Time clock down to 4 seconds. And what's more time?
It's also really hard for Gia to have a strong hand here because if he had king jack, he would likely raise either the flop or turn. If he had pocket jacks or kings, he would probably re-raise pre-flop.
God, capable of bluffing here. He's so sick of this bluff.
You can see the action clock ticking away as he's contemplating his decision.
Now he's going to take another time chip.
Matt has used quite a number of those during this final table, and now facing one of his most difficult decisions so far.
Where's ace 3 spades? Wow. I should check.
Can he lay this hand down? Yes, he's going to do it. Very nicely done. Saves the last bunch of money.